Hi, Martin. You guys able to hear me okay? I think I'm having some weird thing with my laptop where the audio goes off. Oh, it's a little better. Okay. Um, so I'm gonna go over what or how to set up the SPY ATM. Not the ATM, the SRX levels. So I'm gonna start completely from scratch here with no indicators up. So if you're first joining in, you'll see. So if you join in on the XRX levels, should be under the SP XRX levels guide. Where is it? Having some issues with Discord lately. Here we go. All right, XPY levels guide, and then indicator link here. Let me see. Add to favorites, and then just open up SPY on the chart. Looks like it already came in. If you need to, click on indicators and then SRX levels. Does anyone have any questions how to get to that? All right, so it's already up on my end. I have two. Let me get rid of one. I want to make sure I'm on the newer version of it. I think it is. Next, what you want to do is go to the SPY levels. On the bottom here, you'll see Trading View Input. You want to click on this button here to copy it. Then go to the SPY levels. Under Settings, if it had the previous day, you want to just delete this on the very top where it says SNR levels, and then paste, and then click OK. Then the levels should pop up. Wow, we already hit almost R3. I took a good trade today with 83% on my runner. So I bought the 679 call for 0.93, three contracts. I closed two at 1.1. That was almost 20%. And then I ended up closing the last one at 1.7. This is a really good trade. Wow, I got people waiting. Sorry. Let me just let everyone join here.
Wonder if you can hear me.
Yes. Sorry, I got a lot of people joining at once.
Hi, Lance.
Hi, Aiden.
How's it going?
Good. I'm gonna go through that again. So for now, I just want to make sure we go over the what is it, bookmarking, like I don't know what the word is. So it's how to set this up so you can put it in your indicator because we have a lot of new members
Mm-hmm.
and questions how to actually enter it in. I think everyone's in. All right, so I'm gonna start from scratch here. Can you guys see my screen? Let me share. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start completely from scratch here. So I'm gonna remove the indicator from my book favorites. So it's not in here at all. All right. So here's how you get into it. You want to go to the SNR levels guide channel, and then you'll see updated indicator link. So click this link. Let's start completely from scratch. So it would open up this. If it's not logged into your account, make sure you log into it first. Then click on add to favorites. And then you can just open up SPY. See, in my default settings, it's actually coming in there, but right now I have nothing up. So you'll probably see it somewhat like this once you click on it. Then go to indicators. It should be in your favorites at this point. You're going to click on SRX levels, and then it should pop up on your end. Does anyone have any general questions how to do this step?
Yeah, Lance, I'm trying to do it. I don't see the SRX levels on mine.
Um,
I mean, I don't, I have SPY up 5 minutes and then there's an indicator and I hit that.
what does it say when you click indicators?
It's a search and then it has personal, my scripts, technicals,
Did
fund.
you did you open it up on when you click on the link here? Did you click add to favorites?
When I did what?
If you go to SPY levels guide and it says updated indicator link, did you click this and then it says add to favorites?
No, I didn't. No. Okay. Okay. So I'm in here. I just have pulled the SPY up. I'm sorry. This is all like sort of new to me. So I did a symbol search and I got SPY, New York Stock Exchange Orca, and then that came up. Press and hold while zooming to maintain chart position.
So I think what he needs to do there, if you click on the indicator there, it's at the
At the bottom, my thing's like in two. I have like a Pine Editor trading panel. I must have hit something by accident. I have
yeah,
no idea.
you
Yeah.
have the indicator on your chart. So if you click on the indicator right there, yeah, if you click on that,
Hit
you see,
hit the indicator. Okay.
oh, okay. And then if you go into the what is it, Lance? The S&R levels, I think.
SRX levels, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hold on 1 second. On the left side there, you have direct. Oh, that's Phil. I mean, okay, so I'm indicator, metric, and strategies, and somehow my scripts is highlighted. I wonder how I highlight that.
Do you see a favorites? It should be under personal under favorites.
Maybe,
Personal,
maybe
personal.
he could share his screen with us.
I'm on a work computer right now.
Uh,
I went web based. I'm on the web base. This isn't like any type of software I downloaded. I'm on the web. On
yeah,
Trading View.
yeah, we're all using TradingView for the most
Okay,
part.
yeah. I didn't know if you could
Yeah.
download the app or like have it onto your laptop.
So just type in SRX levels where you are right now in the search. Type in SRX.
How do I go? How would I
There you
get
go.
back to
There
the
you
to the
go.
There you go, right,
homepage?
There
right
you go.
there.
There you go. There you go. That's
Well,
what you want to click.
I'm typing it though.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
uh,
That's Lance. Okay, so I'm just gonna when I want to go to like I'm so sorry
Oh,
guys.
that's Lance's screen. Sorry.
Yeah, I want to go to like where should I go? I'm already in my account. Okay, so
So you're on TradingView right now?
yeah, it says Black Friday. I went back to the very beginning. Yeah, tradingview.com, and I'm
All right,
logged in.
logged in. Do you see on my screen where it says indicators up here?
I'm still on Black Friday, so the
well, first we have to go past that and go to supercharts.
supercharts. Where's that? And then there's products, community, markets, brokers, more.
So go to products.
Okay, products. Okay,
You
and
see supercharts and
I see.
products.
Yeah, I see supercharts. Okay,
Okay,
I got
click
it.
that,
Okay.
and then a screen should open up, and then you go to you see Phil's screen where it shows the indicator tab. Now you
Yeah, I
should see
see. I
that on.
see. I see the indicator tab, but right below my SPY, like his is the whole page. I have something underneath. It's like it says I must have hit something. Pine Editor, Trading Panel, Untitled
Okay.
Script.
Oh, okay, because are so are you just seeing a bunch of language basically?
Yeah,
Because
yeah. There's like
okay,
5 or 6 slides of like sort of code or
okay,
something.
so
Uh,
so you see on Phil, you see on right there. That's how you get out of there.
okay, what do I do?
Investment teacher just did it.
So
Okay,
right
I'm
here on the
looking at
Go
my
back up
bottom,
there,
screen.
click it back up where it's up to the top. Now
Okay,
point to him where to go. Right, you see right there. That's where you go.
okay.
To minimize that. And I'll show. I'll show you the super chart.
Hold on a second. Okay, I don't know what the hell this thing's doing. Okay, it's still in two windows. There's nothing at the top. Is it in indicators? This is maddening. Uh, wonder how I minimize it. I guess if I go like that, I minimize. Okay, okay, I think I minimize it. Okay,
Sorry.
okay, I think I'm good. So then, okay, the spy right now, I minimized that Pine editor and trading panels down at the bottom now. So I hit indicators.
Right.
Okay, and then it comes up and it says indicator metrics and strategies, and it says search.
Try
Okay.
SRX there.
I did, and nothing came up. But SRX, I put SRX, all caps, no indicators match your criteria.
Okay. Lance, why don't you try to go back to where he is and see if you're on this and see if he's where you are, so he
Give me
can
a
walk you
second.
through.
I saw someone trying to join, but I don't know where they are anymore. Um, okay. Let me. Sorry, Alan. What did you want me to do?
So so what's so what's the other person's name?
Brian,
Right.
Brian. Are you does your screen look like this now? Do you see this?
yeah, it's the candles aren't that big.
Okay, that's
But you
Yeah,
see the
irrelevant.
candles.
yeah,
But
Okay.
you see the candles. Okay, now
yeah,
you see where he has the indicators?
yep.
Just click that whole thing right there. Just click it like that. Just click the whole thing, indicators.
Okay, I
Not to
did.
not to drop the you see the search bar that pops up.
Yeah.
Okay, now
Okay,
if you
yeah.
have it, if you
I don't have favorites. I don't have favorites of my scripts invite only. I don't have that on mine for whatever reason.
Did you
okay
do this part here where you go to SPY levels guide?
did you do that part?
No, I don't know. Now, how do I get to that trade lab? No, I didn't do that. That's probably the
That's what you
problem.
need to do. So go to Trade Lab on Discord and go to SPY levels guide. You see what I'm
Okay.
highlighting?
Okay, I see it.
Go to where it says updated indicator length from 1112.
Okay. 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 And all the input levels, I clicked it. Now there's a check mark there.
No. I think you're in the wrong place.
No, you're in the wrong place. You have to go to the guide. You see where it says spy ATMs, you see spy dash levels dash guide.
Okay. Okay. I'm in the actual thing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm in guide now. What do I do?
Go to
Okay. Now
1112 where it says updated indicator length.
November 12th, 2025.
Okay.
It's the first thing under
Okay.
the
I see it.
filtrator.
I see it. Okay. Updated. Okay. 11/12.
Click that link.
Click the link there. Okay.
And then do you see where it says a star add to favorites?
And right above the picture it says add to favors, remove from favorites. When the star gets dark,
Oh,
you've
got it.
added
Got
to
it.
the
Okay.
favor.
Okay. SRX levels premium edition. Add the favorites. Got it.
Yeah, you have to
Correct.
do that before anything else.
Okay. Geez. Okay. Sorry, guys.
That's
Okay.
All
okay.
right.
I'm
All
just,
right,
I appreciate
now
your patience, guys. I'm just
that's
trying to
fine.
do 100 things here at once.
That's
As
fine. Now
Lance,
go
you're a
back.
master at that. I'm not. Okay.
All right, now go back to your trading view where you see this.
Okay. So go back to the trading view. Okay.
Now click on indicators. Do you see it up here?
Yep. Okay. I
Now
see.
do you see it
Yep.
under favorites,
Yep.
SRX?
Yep. I do see XRX premium
Now
edition. I got it.
click
Click
that.
that.
Uh-huh.
Now you should see something like this pop up on the top. You see this?
Yeah. I'm watching you on my phone.
Hard to be on your phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm on a laptop doing
Yeah.
it, but I'm on the phone with the Zoom call.
Right.
Uh,
Do you see this part?
Yep, yep. I
All
see
right,
that. Yep.
good. Now we go to where those numbers were. So go back to your Discord and go to where it says SPY levels.
And I'll go to the Discord.
The first part you just did
Okay.
with the favorites, you only have to do once, by the way.
Okay.
But this level thing we're about to do, you have to do every day.
Okay. Yeah. So I go to the levels, the spy levels.
Now go to today's
say it's 26, and then go down and then click that little thing there.
right here.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Then go back to your trading view.
Ready view. Okay.
Click on the little hexagon here where it says
Hexagon right there.
settings.
I mean, the little hexagon.
Right.
And
Hold on a
now
sec.
Correct.
do you see
I don't, hold
SR
on.
levels over here?
The hexagon is right next to the eye and before after the eye and before the garbage can.
I don't see all this.
Where it says SPY SNR levels dash premium edition 1.038 0.02 small 0.1, then you'll see an eye, a hexagon, and the garbage can in three dots. You should see that when you take your mouse and you hover it over the SPY SNR levels. That should pop up. You won't see it unless you hover your mouse
Over,
over it.
over
Correct.
what, the levels? Okay,
Where it says
okay.
SPY SNR levels. You see it now?
Support and resistant levels. Yeah, okay, you come down, well, what are you at? It disappears if you go, okay, so we want to do, what do we do?
Settings. The hexagon
Hexagon.
right after the eye.
Okay,
Eye
right after the,
symbol.
okay, I hit
And before
settings,
All right,
yes.
do you see
right?
this now?
The first thing that comes up, SNR levels. You see that?
First thing that
In
came up
inputs,
from
is input says inputs.
inputs, first thing is, it doesn't have SNR levels, it just has, show breaks, left bars, right bars, volume threshold. What I did
Are you
wrong.
in inputs or you in style?
I am in inputs.
Okay, so
Should be right here.
it should be right there. Can you take a screenshot of your phone and show us from your phone and show us what you're seeing?
Hold on a second. Maybe okay. I have the S&P 5 support and resist with breaks. It's saying Lux Algo was after,
Yeah,
when I see all, is that right? Is that what it
no,
says?
you're probably clicking this is not has nothing to do with Lux Algo.
Hmm. I see the things at top, 681, 681, 5. Okay, maybe that's always there.
That
Uh,
changes every day. That's the variable that comes out at 9:50 a.m.
okay.
Eastern time.
Man.
Do you see this right here?
Premium edition. I did not see okay, premium. Okay, hold on. SNR premium edition. I have two of those.
So you probably clicked it twice. So you delete one of them.
What do I do? Right click it or
Click
Just
remove the
garbage can.
slash.
okay, just click. Okay, so yeah, okay, it's like 1.03. I got it. Okay, so you
Now
go.
click settings, the hexagon.
Yep,
Do you see this come up?
yep. I see it now. Sorry,
All right,
guys.
now
That's okay.
Okay,
you
now I
paste.
deleted that all. Now what do I just gonna paste that stuff in there?
Yeah,
Correct.
paste it from the
Con-
Discord numbers.
Control V.
Okay, I just hit right click paste. Okay,
And then click OK.
and click OK.
And now do you see it?
Press
Do you
and
see
hold to see
these?
detail chart.
Do
Okay.
you see the little red bars?
Yeah, I got to get my candles bigger. I got to just
But that's with the pluses and the minuses of the on the bottom of the trading view when you hover down towards the bottom. Show
I
them how
do.
to do that, Lance.
I do this.
You do that?
I do
what do
that.
No, no, but if you want to make them
I have a mouse. I'm just scrolling it, you
right,
know?
right, and but if you do it on the but if you're doing it on the bottom, you can make it thicker.
Okay,
The
yeah. How do you do it at the bottom? I mean, what do you click?
I mean I just do it. I put it where get a plus, where I get a plus and minus sign basically. Well, that's may do it a different way. See, that makes it longer, Lance, but you can make it
Yeah.
thicker.
Hey,
But
I need
by
glasses. I don't have my glasses on, so I do this.
what I'm curious though is how you get all those intricate levels within the range. Like, what's your setting for that? Where you get like the five various levels of red, basically.
I
No,
haven't changed anything in the settings
here.
yet, but
Exp, go expand vertically. You see, you got all different shades there. I don't have that for some reason.
I didn't change anything yet. That's why.
That
Hold
that
on.
was just preset
I guess.
because I'm using a dark setting, so I use a different setting, so I don't see all that stuff. I use custom. I use custom. Oh, you're using professional. I use custom.
That's why.
That's yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks different colors. It's not really much different about it for these color schemes. All right.
Okay, so do you see? Is this showing up on your chart? No,
Brian, is it showing up?
right.
You know what? I tried to make my candles thicker and I tried to drag something and now I screwed I wonder, how do you get this thing back to like before I drag, is there like like a
Like a
back
reset.
button? Yeah, like a
Yeah.
reset button.
There's a reload button, but I don't think there's a uh it's not like Word where you could go back and undo something.
You could do this little icon here, reset to price scale. So here, reset price scale. That
Yeah,
just
that's basically takes it back
and
exact.
then you could just drag the numbers on the right. I'm just dragging up.
But all that's not that important right now because you just want to make sure you can see the charts and then you can play around with like
Right,
trading view after the fact.
right.
Right.
Let me go over some of the settings on here. So again, you click on the hexagon.
Mm-hmm.
EMA length, I think it defaults to a white color. So I changed it to a different color so you could see it. Um, like blue for it's up to you. It's color you want to use.
Well, it just depends what color background you use, a white background or a black background on your trading view.
Right. Well, it depends.
White.
Okay, so that's
It
perfect.
defaults
You
to
can do
white. So here I added, if you see that, I'll do it again. Click on the hexagon. For EMA length, click on EMA color and then change the color to something that's not white so you can
You're
see.
in you're in settings, Lance, and
Yeah,
inputs. Okay, then
yeah,
I copied that stuff on there. I'm assuming that's at the SNR levels. Does this start with 673.00
yes,
and then
yeah.
685.5? Okay. So where
right.
are you at? You how far did you get on from the
Do you
top?
did you press OK to get your levels on the chart after you put your levels in?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
All right, so
Yep.
now I'll go to inputs and then go down a little bit on the input settings. And you can change EMA color to a different color. I just picked blue, but you can pick any color you want.
EMA,
Because
okay.
it
EMA,
might default to
okay,
white
I
and you
see it.
won't be able to
EMA
see it.
color. What did you make your color,
I
Lance?
just
For
made
It's
it
like a
blue,
it's like a royal blue.
a royal blue?
but if you leave it on white, you won't see the EMA on it
Right.
because the background's
Oh
white.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
You can make it orange. You can make whatever color you like.
Okay, we
Yellow.
have red and green, probably blue's good, you think? Like royal blue?
It's
Okay,
up to you on that.
It's up to you.
okay, okay.
Now, there's allow near EMA touch. That has to do with price doesn't have to touch EMA just within a certain percent of it. That's a newer one that we just updated, I think,
Right.
yesterday.
Now
Um,
that's I have a question about that. Um,
I'll try to answer the best I can, but Phil might know
okay.
more than me
Phil
on it.
might know more.
Yeah,
Now, when you're trying to say within a range, now you have a box there versus an exact point, which is that your exact point is the line. So what's it looking at? The exact point or the range on
I'm not
yours?
sure. Honestly, I don't know the answer to that one. You'll have to ask Phil on that.
Okay. And what happens if you increase it or decrease it from point? If you so if you go to like point so you're supposed so if you went to point five, it'd have to get closer to the line because right now
I
you're
think
at two
so.
percent or and no. So if you went to point two is like 2% basically. So point five would be you would get alert at 5% if I'm understanding that correctly with it.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Right now,
Brian,
do you leave
another one. Wait, Brian, another one you want to do right below this? Click on show buy sell signals.
What did we do? What did we decide on the allow near EMA touch? Just don't check it.
I think you can still check it. Wells asked
Check.
Phil what that actually means. I'm not 100% sure.
I just kept mine on preset, basically. It came set preset like that, I think.
Okay.
I don't remember. Maybe it did. I don't remember.
But you have to check the box.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think it'll do it. So you have to click it here. Then under show buy sell signals, make sure you click this on because when you click that check mark here, you're going to see the arrows pop up.
Okay, hold on. Okay. So yeah, you were talking. I thought I was getting a call when I actually did. I think it's a sales call. Okay, so EMA and then allow near EMA touch. Should I check it? You said
Probably.
okay.
The big one is right below it says show buy sell signals. You
Yep.
want to make sure you check that on
Yeah. I saw
because
your YouTube for that. Okay,
because then the
yeah.
arrows come up. The arrows won't come up if you don't have that checked.
So
What about the other ones? Are the other ones are all checked? Should I just have show buy sell signals?
I would say I would check these two because these make this happen. If you uncheck these, then you may
Hmm.
not see it. Possibly. I don't know. I just
So
left it on the default.
you have them all four checked. What about the last one? You have not checked.
Previous day low, previous day, I
Yeah,
think.
no, that's previous day
close.
open, previous day
If they
closed.
Oh,
close.
open, close. I didn't have it on, but I don't think it matters that much. Enable runaway filter when price is too close to the next target level. So what this one means, right now we're very close to this R4. I just unchecked it, and then you saw how the arrow didn't come up anymore. If I if I don't have this checked on, we saw a green candle come up. So what this means is if R4 was really far up, then
Hmm.
it would be okay. There's a good runway where you might get a really big jump. But when it's off, you won't see that come up if sorry, if it's off, you'll see the green arrow come up every time. But when it's on here, since R4 is very close to R3 right now, the arrow didn't show up anymore.
So in simplistic terms, I think it's basically the purpose to show that the risk right at this particular point, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but the return is not worth the risk at this level. The levels are
Possibly.
too tight.
Yeah, that's what it's meant for. But if you did this during R2, it might have not showed the arrow to R3.
It was a bigger
And
range.
we hit R3, so you
Right,
would have missed out on a win there.
right.
I think it's up to you if you want to actually put it on or not. I
What
mean,
is
all these
so?
things are things
What,
you can fiddle around
Lance?
with.
What are you doing? You have it on?
Right now, I have it on. And notice when I had it on, there's no arrow here. If you
It's
want to
like
scalp like a really quick trade, I would turn it off because in a scalp, you might get to the R4 and then you can just close it right here. But if you're looking for more of a swing trade that's a longer time period that you're in it, then you would probably want the runaway filter on just so it could possibly go past that R4 in this case. So I would
Okay.
say in general, enable runaway filter on is when you're looking for a swing longer trade for more possible big profits. If you check it off, you could do more of a scalping type trade
Scumping.
where you're looking for a quicker, smaller profit.
Yeah.
So there's not really a right or wrong answer to a lot of these things, just because it depends on how you were using it.
Hmm.
Let me go over alerts. I'm still fiddling around and trying to learn how the alerts work because I was getting notified quite a bit during my meeting today. If you click on alert here,
Hmm.
go to condition, and SNR levels should pop up as one of the conditions that you have, as long as you have this open right now. Then you could do, it defaults to SNR zone touch. What I would do is buy signal and sell signal. I'm not sure what filtered means or not
If
yet.
if anybody is still in a trade right now, we're just crossing below the 8 EMA, FYI.
Okay.
Yeah.
thank
Anyway,
you.
for buy signal, you'd want to click on buy signal, and then the triggers. still fiddling around with what these actually mean. The trigger only once means it tells you when an arrow comes up, and then I think it gets rid of the alert completely. Again, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think it just gets
Mhm.
rid of it. So if you see another, you might see a second buy signal afterwards, and I don't think you would be notified on the second arrow or not. So then I was trying once per bar close, meaning I think what the difference is, if you do only once here, you will see an arrow come up while the candle's still moving. The candle didn't finish yet. And you don't necessarily want to get in while the candle's still moving. Typically, you want to wait until the candle's over, and then if the arrow stays for the next candle, that's when you enter. So I think it's once per bar close is what you want to click on there, and then click create. And that should give you a notification when you see a buy signal. And then you can do the same thing for the sell signal. So you click here, click sell signal.
What do? You go to alerts again and just
Yeah,
go, what do you do? SR zone? What did you, is it zone touched?
I just
Yeah.
did buy signal, sell signal.
Yeah.
So
Then
you
you
see
did
when the
sell.
arrow comes up
Yeah. Then you see the cell signal. You didn't do the filtered ones, right?
with third ones.
The filtered ones.
No,
Then
I just
it's,
did these.
yeah.
Just
And then once per bar close and then create that one. So, okay. So okay, I see it right now. So then when I click that, I see red upside down triangles and green up triangles on the actual.
right.
I just need to get my candles and like this stuff. Like I need to zoom in here. I mean, and the other things, Lance, I have dotted. It looks like dotted blue lines.
That's part of the alert.
Okay.
That's like a previous day, I think.
Okay, that might be the
Or it's a
close and
PM8.
open.
That's the previous mark. I don't know what all these stand for.
Pre-market high.
Pre-market high. That's the dots one.
I have two of them though.
Yeah.
There's
There's a
also a
pre-market
pre-market
low
low.
also. It's right
Okay,
here.
so it's high and low. Hmm,
But we
okay.
usually look at the levels, like the green and red Christmas colors. So these, you could set up the indicator to alert you when it hits these dots. I personally just leave it at the support resistance levels instead.
Hmm.
Justin said you have to delete and redo the alert each day. Yeah, I think that is true. Um, because I was getting alerts a lot this morning, and I think I got alerts before the today's alerts came up because my phone was blowing up even though I wasn't looking at it, and I assume it was those alerts triggering. So it's a good point, Justin. I think you do have to get rid of the alerts and then just add them on the next day.
What to buy and sell?
Yeah, the buy and sell.
And that's the zone touch, and you do buy and sell. Okay.
All right. Any other general questions on at least how to set up this?
No, I think I'm good. Lance, I just like the way yours looks because my green and red lines are really thin and then my candles are really thin.
Drag up like this. You'll see it thicker. See how they're bigger now?
What are you dragging? You're just
I'm dragging the prices on the right.
the prices
You could also do the A at the bottom to adjust when you go to like the right corner by the price.
at the bottom.
Guys, right now on the chart is a very interesting price point. We're at
Yes.
the 80 EMA and we've just broken it. We hovered above it and now
Where's
we've
the
placed a little below it. And we're
where's the
looking at,
21?
yeah, we are at, yeah, no, we're just slightly below the 5 EMA 5 minute.
Right.
But what's
Right.
interesting is it broke and it retest at R3 beautifully. And moreover, we got two confirming arrows on the 5-minute chart, and let me just scoot over to the 1-minute chart just to see what the granularity is. Beautiful. Yeah, and we got similar on the 1 minute as well. So essentially if you had entered just a moment ago, you could have put your stop loss right back up just above R1. And now we can just see how this kind of plays itself out. So this
Right.
is a really good exercise in just patience, where you wait for the level to break and retest. You get the 8 EMA
Yeah.
as a confluence,
Oh, look at that.
and look at that right now, guys. So
I'm gonna try to
if you
enter
had
here.
entered like around 680, about 681, with a stop loss of about 681.20, which is above the R3. And then your target would essentially, your first target is going to be 680.36. And look at this trade right now. I mean, we're right now we're at 680.73. So this is a really good exercise in observation as you're watching this kind of in real time. So, sometimes you'll see the indicators as they kind of flash and as they signal, but also look at the levels first and then the EMAs. And if the levels and the EMAs are converging, this could be I mean, there's no guarantees, there's no certainties, there's only probabilities, but
I'm up 10.
this
I'm up
is
20% already, almost.
Did you take
are
the
you in it?
trade? You took the
You,
trade.
you took the
Unbelievable.
trade?
Yeah, I'm in right now. You can see my screen. All right,
Oh
let's
wow.
just.
Oh, you're the best, Lance. You're the best.
He's the
So
best at multitasking. I don't know how he
he
does
really
it.
is.
I know.
I don't know how he does it. I can recharge pretty decently. I should just take more trades. But the point I'm trying to say is, sometimes you have to wait, and you have to be patient. And when you have confluence, when it happens,
It's
it's a
it's
beautiful thing.
magic. It's
Yeah,
magic.
it really is. Now R2 is 680.36. Right now we're at 680.58. So we've already displaced down from the entry, which would have been 681. So
So
yeah.
so what do you do now? You have three on there. Are you gonna take something off when you reach that
I
level,
just
or you
closed.
just
I just closed it.
So basically, if you have so if this is a scalp, like I'm thinking first of all that this could be a scalp from level to level. So to
right?
your point, Alan, if you have captured 0.40 at this point, one of these has to be off. So that's going to be at least, on a 0.50
Right.
delta at the money, that's $20. The other one,
Right.
50% off. So you'll take that one at $10. And then the other one, that's already going to been moved to break even. And as you can see, we're getting
Now
a
now
displacement kind of coming up. Yeah.
now when you put your stops there, whenever I try to do that, it's my luck is I always move it like 1 or 2 pennies above my entry,
Mm,
and no matter what, I once it runs a little bit, I don't do it right away, so otherwise I'll get
Yeah,
like. But once it runs like
I'll be right.
15 cents, um, for whatever reason, I always get stopped. They always come down, they nail me,
yeah. Well,
and then it goes back up.
the price action can happen so fast, and these options, they've
Right.
theta, they've gamma, they've volatility,
I know.
and yeah, they're juiced. But this is a good example here of one, two, three candles, and you could have had, if you had a three lot, you could, $20 on the first one,
Right.
10 on the second, maybe 5 on the third, or break even, just because
And,
of the displacement
and
fact.
Aiden,
Yeah.
your chart is on what time frame? Is that a 1 minute time frame or a 5 minute?
It's a 1 minute that I use for entry. But it's basically using the 5-minute 80 MA along with the levels from that
Right.
Phil
So
uses.
so you over
Yeah.
so you overlay like we discussed. You put the
Correct.
but your base chart is the 1 minute, and you're overlaying some of the EMAs from the 5 minute.
Correct. Yeah. So what I do is I put the 8 EMA 5-minute on my chart. I
Mm-hmm.
put VWAP, and then I put
Mm-hmm.
some and then I put all the structure levels: previous day high, previous day low, pre-market high, pre-market low,
Mm-hmm.
previous day close, maybe previous day open,
All right.
previous day close. Basically, kind of the structural intraday levels.
Mm-hmm.
And then moreover, what I like to do is I like to see what's happening at the macro level. So I
Right.
like to see what the simple moving average for SPY is doing over 5 days, over 20 days, over 50 days. Because
Yeah.
if we're trading and we have the macro indicators that are correlating or converging with the micro indicators, that could set up a very powerful move. And then obviously in confluence with the
Mm-hmm.
with the indicators. So Yeah, you can see now just looking at this, we're down to 680. Are you still in this, Lance? We're
No,
680
I
50.
closed it. If
Oh,
you
you
look
closed
at
it.
I
push your
think I'm
profits.
done. I think
Yeah.
I'm done for the day.
Yeah, but this is interesting because the candle that if you look at it here, let me see what time it was at. It was at yeah, so it's basically the candle that came up that was the bullish candle, and it touched the 8 EMA, and then the next candle rejected it. So you could have got in there right penny perfect as the red candle was forming, and that would have been 680.82. And now we're down to 680.50. So as you're scalping, um, this can move really, really quickly. Or what you'll notice is as the day progresses, it can start to slow, especially in the afternoon. Like in the morning, the best time to trade is in the morning between 9:30 and like 10:45, 11, because that's the golden hour and that's where you've got all the momentum.
A lot of action.
Lot of action.
Fast,
Uh,
quick.
for sure. No, it's like 12:19 here on the East Coast. But basically what's happening is like sometimes traders go off to lunch and other people have like they may not be as many eyes on the charts at this point, but
And
if there's
especially today, because the day before Thanksgiving.
yeah, 100%.
Hmm.
But if there's something kind of interesting, do you also notice the EMAs are staircasing down, and that
Hmm.
also is an indication that your signal is
We're
strong. So
Right.
it's now these don't necessarily happen like a lot during the trading day, but when they do, pay attention to them because even if you get in at the penny perfect entry right on the EMA and you set your stop loss just slightly above, so 0.20, 0.25 times 0.5 is maybe about a $12, $13 stop loss, but if this runs, then what you can do is you can just start to trail it to protect it. I
Mhm.
took earlier today, I took a two-lot entry and I was up, I don't know, I think it was up about 20 bucks on one. And I got out on one for, I don't know, maybe 13, $14. The second one I let run, but then I moved it into profit. And I mean, I should probably captured more profit, but the point is you can get a nasty candle like this candle, this previous candle here, that can displace up and it can take that, $17, $18 of profit and attenuate it down to like $5, $6.
Right.
So,
Can eat it.
but
It can eat it in a second, basically.
even in a fraction of a second.
Right.
The point
mm,
being is if you have profit protected. So if you have that, like if you're in a two-lot scalp over like a 5 candle period, and let's say you're up $25, you definitely want to get out on one, and then the other one will be the runner, and you
Right.
can move that into break even. But if you see any type of displacement happening, just get out because you can always get back in.
Right.
I might
And you
get a
can,
up candle
yeah.
here.
There's always another opportunity.
100%, 100%. So
Now,
All right,
as
whoever
yeah,
let me go over
whoever's in
the
here,
chart here.
well, for one
Um,
second, whoever's in here, I just want to let you guys know that Aiden is one of the most knowledgeable, especially when it comes to the technical indications. He really, he just doesn't look at a 5 minute chart. He looks at multi time frames, and he really gives you a good indication of what he sees pre-market of what could potentially happen in the market.
yeah,
And because I've spoken to him, it's all about probabilities. Not 100% is guaranteed. Like if I asked Aiden if the 30 minute and the 60 minutes and the 15 minute charts were still bullish, I'm guessing, of course, it was still bullish.
all right,
yeah. You
let me go over the chart here, guys. Um, this first red arrow, when it closed, I tried to get in on the next arrow as a put. For a scalp, I just got out at my $11. However, if you were going to go more for a swing type trade, you possibly wouldn't want to because the R2 is very close to it, and it got close to actually touching the R2, but then it moved back up. So if you're on a swing trade, you probably would want to stay in this trade until this closes above the ADMA, which we're right at right now. If it didn't go up, and then at this point you pretty much break even. If you were still in it and it still dropped, you could consider closing a few of your profits out
Right.
at R2
I'm
if
listening.
it
Like we
ends
have
up
a
touching
minute
it.
34 left in that candle, basically.
Yeah, so the scalp worked fine for me there, and right now I'd be pretty much break even on it. And that's more of a scalp type trade. The swing trade we would have to see until this candle closes in about a minute. We did see an up arrow pop up, and now it's up again. The reason why this arrow is here is this big wick of the candle is slightly above the EMA.
So,
Now we're below it, and an
so the
arrow
candle
is away.
disappears
Right. So the candle will appear and disappear during the
until
can during the 5 minute candle. When the end of the candle ends at now it's 50 seconds or so, when the next candle pops up, if this is above the EMA and it stays above the blue line, this will stay up. So what you would probably want to do is wait until the candle closes before you enter. You might miss out on a great entry, but you still could have a pretty good entry in the end. It really depends on how much higher it goes from the EMA
here we
when
go.
the candle closes.
So
And you,
basically what they're doing is they're using it while the candle's in play, they're putting those arrows there with pencils and they're erasing it. Once the candle, you know,
Yes,
once the candle is closed and the arrow is there, it's painted for good. As they can't erase it anymore.
right. It's looking like the candle will paint and stay. However, you could take this as a call coming up and then try to go up to the R4 possibly if you want to right now. We're just very close. That's why my alert just triggered as a buy signal because the candle just closed and that's when I got dinged on it. You notice I didn't
Mm.
get dinged on it in between before the candle closed yet.
'Cause you set up your alerts at close, I'm assuming.
I think it's at close when I do trigger once per bar close.
Right, there you
This is
go.
the one. This is the one that
Yeah.
I'm going to be using because I don't want this only once. I think you get alerted in the middle of the candle moving. I'd rather do
Right.
it once per bar
Uh-huh.
close.
Right.
I think
That
it's
makes sense.
so.
Lance, I got those alerts when you got them, like, but I don't like it was a buy, so why don't I see a green triangle?
There is a green triangle right here, unless you have the threshold. I got rid of threshold because I was really close to the bars. Runaway filter. I mean, I got rid of runaway filter.
Oh,
But
okay,
if you
you
had
got
runaway filter on, you won't see. Yeah, yeah,
So
you can
yeah,
see
yep,
it.
that's it exactly.
The runaway filter is showing there's not much room to the R3 because if we get to R3, that's a resistance, and there's not a really great chance that we could get to R4. So it might just consolidate or possibly bounce down from there.
It's
That's
it's for
why,
non scalpers basically.
right? Runaway filters, non-scalpers. It's more swing trade.
you know,
how do I
what,
get in there under indicators?
It's under settings. You go to
Oh yeah,
settings here, and then go to enable runaway filter.
In settings, it's you're either using inputs or style for all intents and purposes.
All right,
Now, last that's
I got about 10
I
more
got
minutes.
yeah,
Anyone else have any questions?
I have one question.
Yeah.
Can you go to the I think I don't know if it's inputs or style, but the arrow sizes. I tried changing doing different arrow sizes. I basically just got the same size.
Arrow size right here. It's
But you could click it, I
huge.
think.
You got to go
Go down
huge.
further.
Yeah, huge.
I see my
Look at
little
that
thing.
big angle. That's huge.
Now now go to style and let's see now go to style and let's see what happened. Is there anything there? I'll go
Um,
further down there.
I never looked at style. I don't know. Yeah,
guys, could I interject just for a moment? Lance, could you go back to the price action between 9:30 and 10:30? Because I think this is important to point out to people.
Eastern
Nine
or
twenty, a little
Standard.
Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, sorry about
I'm
that. I'm
not
in the
used to
US.
that. I'm in the Central. All right, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
So right here is good. 10:30.
Okay. So do you notice? Oh yeah. Can you go to a 1 minute chart there, Lance? You're on a five, right?
I don't know. Does it let me? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In the paid
One
trading
minute
view,
chart gives you more signals.
in the paid trading view, you could go to 1 minute. If you're
Yeah.
on the free trading view, I think 3 minutes is the
Okay.
least.
And can you narrow that bandwidth out so we can kind of yeah, and then just kind of narrow it inwards as well too, just so the candles are kind of yeah, not outwards but inwards.
The other way, the other way.
The other way, exactly. Yeah.
See, that's where you got the plus and minus. That's just when he did that.
Okay. Yeah, and then
I'm
just
just
yeah,
dragging my two fingers on the mouse pad, but
yeah, and then just scroll all the way down. Yeah, scroll all the way down. So we're going to go. So that level there was 680.36. Yeah. Okay. So that was so is that your time Eastern time, or is that 10:30? Yeah, that's 10:30 Eastern. Yeah. Okay. So one thing I want to point out is, can you just scroll a wee bit to the left there? So just before 10:20. So just keep scrolling to the left there.
For that
And
arrow, yeah,
yeah,
right there.
and keep going down. Keep going down to the left, because this is important to point out to people. Okay, and yeah, and keep going down to down to the left again. So basically, and as you go leftwards, yeah, keep going again to the left.
I'm on Central Time on this.
Yeah,
Were
can you
you
go to
looking?
can you go to Eastern Standard Time if possible, just so I can.
Just go back.
Yeah, just go to New York.
Back,
There we go.
back in
Perfect.
there.
Yeah,
What time
yeah.
are you looking for?
So I'm looking for the first hour, because this is important. Yeah, now we're getting to, okay, stop right there. Stop right there. Okay, so anybody that's new to this, do you notice that the channel from 678.31 down to about 677, that's a very, very, very tight channel. So that's a channel of about 1.5. Now, I have a Bollinger Band on my 1 minute that I use to measure what's called the bandwidth of price action. And basically what we were noticing in the room this morning was this was chop. This is chop, and it basically is running almost from 10 a.m. up to like basically 10:25. Now, look at that candle at 10:30. That comes up to 678.31, which is I believe is that that's a level lens, is it? Is that
Correct.
already?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then notice that we break through it, right? We never reach. So can you move right there? Yeah, move the price action. So this is what we call a breakout, where it breaks out over the level. And if you miss that, that's okay. Now, here's the really, really, really cool thing. Notice that price action starts to come back down. So look at 10:45, and then look at 10:50. Look at that candle right there. Sorry, at 10:47. I'm sorry, 10:40. That's what we call a hammer candle. So
Yeah.
basically, notice that the wick all the way down at the bottom, the price went all the way down there, and then the buyers pushed it all the way back. And then we had a doji, guys. Look at that doji right there, right at
Right.
10:48. And booyah. Now we basically have our entry, which is beautifully captured by the
Yeah. That's a
by the
really good
indicator.
find.
Oh, 100%. And moreover, listen, if you missed the entry there, you caught it penny perfect at the next one, because it crossed over the EMA. So if you got in there at 678, whatever it is, Lance, there, 678.60, and now your stop loss is going to be slightly below that zone. So basically 678.25-ish. So what do we have there? We have about 35, 0.35 to 0.40. So on an at the money, that's about maybe 15, 16 cents of a stop loss. Now, the next level, Lance, can you move upwards and right? Notice that the next level is displaced, which means we have runway slightly above.
Yeah.
And now notice the trend. And actually, even if you didn't get in earlier and you've got this FOMO thing, you do not want to be getting in as it's going up. But look at that red candle. There's another hammer candle there right around 10:57. Notice that that came down, it rejected, and then right off the EMA. If you wanted to get in here, this is what we call a bull flag. You could have gotten in right at the EMA, or you could have waited for the next displacement candle where it went right above the high of the previous candle. And look at that. That's another entry if you had FOMO and you missed out on the two previous ones. And look at that, guys. All the way. Look at the EMA. It went all the way up to the level at 680.39. And actually, Lance, can you keep moving, right? Because, yeah. And then we break through another level. So, you know, now you could have been out of this trade right about 11:17 because of the wick on, but I would have waited. I would have waited for the 1 minute to close. Remember, the blue line is a 5 minute. Or well, oh no, that's not 5 minute. That's a 1 minute EMA. My 5 minute would have been even slightly more below that, because this is an 8 EMA, I believe, on the 1 minute. I could be wrong on that. I could be wrong on that. But my 5 minute would have been displaced a little further down. So basically, you're still in on this trade, and even if you miss that trade, look at the next break and retest. Do you see
I
it
get that
there?
beautiful retest, and then over here at the 11:30, you get a great
11:30
retest.
break and retest, and keep going again to the right, Lance, all the way up, yeah, if you can. And
So
again,
so 1 second, at the retest, would you get in there, or would you wait to the break of the
I would wait for the next candle, and as soon as I
close?
see that candle develop, I wouldn't even wait for it to close. I would get in. I would set my stop loss slightly below that zone, or even the wick of the previous candle, and then look, guys, a scalp right up to the next level at 681.70.
Right.
Beautiful, in
So
and out.
my question is, how come how c- we're not getting another green arrow, because we're still following the same. We're we should have got another green arrow, I would think, around 11:34 because we closed below the 8 minute at 8:30 and we closed above it.
I
So
think it
So
has
we
to do with this level here because
yeah,
the
yeah, it has to do, but shouldn't there have been another eight EMA break arrow
So I,
before
I
that?
I I think the issue that we have here is because we're on the 1 minute, guys. This EMA is not reflective of the 5 minute time chart. It's
Got
reflective of
you.
the 1 minute. So there's a dislocation there. But if you're on the 1 minute chart, either on the Thinkorswim or Trading View, what you can do is on the 1 minute chart, you can put in a 5 minute EMA, an 8 5 minute EMA, and a 21 5 minute EMA. You can put those in on the 1 minute chart, and that basically is mimicking what you're seeing on the 5 minute chart.
Right.
So
I sent
if you,
I sent you that study,
yeah,
right? Right, Aiden? For
that's right.
Trading
And
View.
and what's beautiful about this is just use for anybody that's beginning here, use the 5 minute chart. But if you're looking for penny perfect entries and penny perfect exit for granularity, you can use the 1 minute because it's obviously a much lower time frame. You can use that for entry and possibly exit. But what's beautiful about this is the first hour of trading this morning was shit. It was all it was doing was chopping, and we saw that in the room. Why? Because the ADX was, I don't know, it was like 15, 16, which basically means it was trendless. And also, did you notice the levels were sandwiched in a bandwidth of maybe about 1.5 to 2 points?
Right.
You do not want to be trading that at all. And how do I know this? From scalping for a long period of time and getting burnt on days like this. I usually am very, very selective about not scalping on that. Now I took some scalps this morning. I had some profitable scalps. But the point is that first hour there, no bueno. But what was interesting is, did you notice that there was a cup that formed like right around 9:48? And I pointed this out in the chat. And it closed like right around, I think, 10:30. So in the back of my mind, I'm seeing a parabola. Those of you who are mathematical, basically a parabola that's going up with a vertex point at the bottom. You've got a left and a right a symmetrical point. So it's basically a
Hmm.
cup. And now you're waiting for the handle to close. And what was beautiful about this setup was then we broke the level. And moreover, did you notice that we had displacement above? Aye, 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 aye. Now you get an entry. You get an entry signal on the 5 minute. You get two entry signals on the 1 minute on the indicator. And you have a microfractal, which is correlating. You've also volume candles. So this is what you want to be doing is you want to be waiting. You want to be looking at what the indicator is telling you. And then you want to be kind of looking, charting things out, looking at the fractals. And if all of those things are coming in together, like the indicator is really, really going to help you to take the trade. But when you have those fractals that are reaffirming this, oh, that's powerful. So basically, the first hour, you don't want to be trading that. You trade that, you're just going to get chopped up. You're going to lose money. But if you're patient and you wait for those entries, and once we got that entry, we'd run way above. I mean, I even think Phil calls it his runway filter. Is that what he calls it, Lance? In other
yeah,
words, yeah, there's displacement above, and you want to be working with this. And not only above, but if it were in a bearish, if there was displacement below, that's what you want to be. And if you catch that entry and you have your stop loss just right above the zone, if you're doing a scalp or even doing a swing, you can give it a little bit of breathing room, maybe about 0.3, 0.4, 0.45, which times and at the money is about anywhere from 15 to maybe 20 cents or so. That's your stop loss. And then if it runs, now you can trail it. Now you can use the 8 EMA on the 5 minute, like what we were talking about earlier, just to let it run. And as soon as it crosses over, that's it, you're out. So I guess the point that I'm trying to say is when you're taking the trades, don't be taking the trades because of FOMO, because you'll just lose money that way. Wait for it to pull back and then get confirmation either at a level or at the 8 EMA. And then that will hopefully give you at least a higher probability of maybe you will have something that could be successful. I mean, there's no guarantee, there's no probability, or there's no certainties, there's only probabilities, but at least you're doing this scientifically. You're not doing this based on nonsense or FOMO, or you're being logical and you're using deductive reasoning and you're using science. And this is really the science behind this. And we've had a lot of fun testing this out. And some of the guys, I mean, Phil had a runner. What was his runner yesterday, Phil, or Lance?
100 something percent,
Yeah,
118, I think.
yeah,
Yeah, it was amazing. I don't think he wasn't he on the road when he was doing that also.
Somewhat. I'm not sure exactly when.
yeah. Between Lance and Phil, I don't know how you guys do it. You guys are like super
Yeah.
multitaskers.
I
Yeah.
mean, my
Aiden, I
big
don't know how you do it either. But
was a passion of his.
Mm-hmm.
all
Well,
right.
you know, like what we're trying to do in this room is try to help each other, and that's really, really important. And we do it based on logic. You know, you're solving it. To me, this is a mathematical problem, or we're trying to solve a problem. And you know, I view charts as calculus, and I'm looking for optimized entries. And you know, like what I pointed out live there to Lance a moment ago. Well, what'd you make on that trade? Like $11 or whatever. So basically, we got in right at the cross of an 8 EMA with a bearish candle, and you know, right as the first candle was bearish, the second crossed the EMA, it came back, it touched it, and now that's your entry. Stop loss just slightly above first scalp. And 2, 3 candles, we had 2 displacements of, I don't know, what was it, 0.40, 0.50-ish.
Yeah.
And, you know, times out the money, guys, that's 12, $13. Hey, you know, that's 12,
How
$13. Yeah.
how
And if
does
you,
it work with if we go out of the money options? Do you get a better return or a worse return? You taking more risk or less risk?
So this is a great question, and you know, Lance, Bill, and I, and even you, Alan, and Erwin, and some of the others that have been testing this in the room is if you have a large displacement. So if you think that it could move maybe like 4 or 5 points, either up or down, and you want to be a little conservative about it, this is where the out of the money might actually make more sense because it's going to be cheaper. So if you
Yeah.
get in at something maybe a 0.30 delta, so what happens is as it displaces down or up, whether it be a call or a put, then basically what's happening is the second derivative, which is gamma, that's moving. So the second derivative is moving, and then consequently the delta is moving. And if the volatility is actually picking up, especially on a put, now your premium is juicing up. So basically, this is where a 0.30 delta can turn into an at the money delta, possibly maybe within 2 points, or even less, depending on what the. So this is where you can have, you know, if you really just want to take a lotto and say, I'm going to let this run maybe 3 or 4 points, and the out of the money would be less expensive. But at the
Right.
same time, you have to protect that. So make sure you put a stop loss. Give it a little more breadth than a scalp. So it, you know, if it displaces back up, you're out for, you know, for a stop loss that you can stomach. But as this goes down to the levels and it starts to be printing money, you want to be protecting that, likely with a trailing stop or even so if you're using the active trader in Thinkorswim, you could just move up your stop loss. And as this thing is moving towards your target, you just move up your take profit. And as it keep moving, just keep trailing. Or if you want, you don't want to give it much thought, just put in a trailing stop, maybe 15, 20 cents, you know, whatever you feel comfortable
Right.
with.
And it is
And
what it is,
and
basically.
it is what it is at that point. So there's different kind of strategies here. I mean, the at the money is probably the best because
Right.
it moves fast and you realize your profit faster. So, but I guess the thing I'm trying to say is this morning our bandwidth was constricted, and then
Right.
once we got through that bandwidth, and
Right. It exploded out of there.
it did. It broke through. It broke through first. It came back and it retested, and we got a
Right.
confirmation count. And you know what was sweet about the indicator? We had 2 entry points. We had 2 signals that flagged on the indicator, and then we on the 1 minute, and then we had one on the 5 minute. So basically, what we call a break it retest at a material level, and then we got runway above. And look,
Right.
it not only did it go to R1, what did it go to, Lance? Was it R3 or 4? I mean,
Those are
this,
four. I was
yeah,
even saying like I hope we hit it. I remember Erwin put the R2D2
But yes.
picture of
Yes.
Star Wars in
Right.
there.
Now,
I'm gonna
next question.
guys, I'm
I
gonna have
have
to get going soon though.
okay. I just have one quick question for you guys, and hopefully maybe some of the newer people in here. If you guys are trading in the afternoon, what time do you switch from current zero DTE to next business day DTE? Is there a specific time,
I
or you
personally
look at
do it around 1 o'clock Eastern, give or
right,
take. I mean, that's things that you can fiddle around with. But if you only have a few hours left before the market close, I'd go one DT on it, unless you're able
right,
to scalp it and go really quick in and out.
right? And Aiden, is that about the time you switch to next business day? Because obviously there's no trading tomorrow, so you
yeah.
did it this
So
afternoon. It'll be 2 business days, and Friday's only a half a day, I think.
yeah, so in the afternoon, if you want to trade in the afternoon, you definitely want to be switching to a +1 DTE, and you want to be looking at a delta, probably somewhere between about 0.35 to 0.4 ish.
You're right.
One thing you want to be cognizant about is the volatility. Like for
Mhm.
example, Earlier, was it earlier in the week? Like maybe today's Wednesday. Was it Monday or was it Friday? I'm trying to remember. Our volatility was insane. I mean, it
Right.
was what was it, Lance? It was just up to
We're in the
the
mid
big,
20s.
yeah, we're in the mid 20, like 25,
Right.
26 for the VIX. And then these, when you look at these options when the market opens, the IB is, what is it, like 40, 45%, even higher than that,
The premiums
But
were the premiums were super expensive.
super
Mhm.
expensive. Now, this is kind of like it's a double-edged sword. So when the volatility is like really spiked like this, you have to be very selective with your entries because
Right.
so this is where again the 80 and 8 to me has been my hero. Like so you could actually, I think I scalped one candle um $12 in like 5 seconds. That's how
Right.
quickly these things were moving. Now you'll notice today that the VIX is a lot attenuated.
Calmer. It's a
So
lot calmer. It's like
oh,
in the
so
17s.
it's a lot calmer. So things are kind of like they're moving around, but like on a like there was an FOMC day where Phil, Lance, and I we're in the room, and I think I was scalping, and I kid you not, I was scalping even during these crazy announcements. And I think I had like about maybe 22, $23 in like 3 seconds or something.
Right.
Now, I would not recommend that for anyone because like I can be degen. Sometimes it's not good. I don't recommend that to anyone. But
Right.
again, if I see a setup that I think I like, I might just grab it. And in 3 seconds, yeah, you can look at like you look at the ladder and it goes just like that, and you're like, okay, I'm out. That's it.
Right. It's true.
Okay.
I caught a couple like that. Now, when
However,
you say
however,
when
convert, however, conversely,
you c-
conversely,
it
you
could
can
go
get
against you.
get stopped. So that's why you want to have your stop in there. I mean, there was a time in the room there last week. I got in penny perfect at like I think it was pre-market low, beautiful entry, and it actually started moving. I was like, okay, this is great. My stop loss was like $15 below where I entered, and then the candle wicked. I mean, like the price went down, but the candle wicked way up, and I had a stop loss of $15.
You got hit.
I got out, I think, for like 26,
So you really,
So
so it took it right through it basically.
it flew, and that was a stop that was a market stop loss.
Right.
So the point is like sometimes you can get these outliers where wicks like
Right.
this, and
Well, that's
yeah,
part of the
like
game, though. That just happens.
it
Now,
is. It's part of it.
when you guys say you're scalping, when I scalp, I'm usually like in and out from any, unless it's for like anywhere from like 9 to like 14 cents.
That any type of profit is good.
Right, but like what's your scalping? Is that your general range from like a 9 to like 14?
Yeah, I'm
Give or
I'm
take.
looking, hey, guys. If I can get anywhere from $9 to $22 in one candle, that's pretty good. And imagine if you had three lots, right? So you can take two of them off at like 15, 20 bucks. So that's basically 30, $40, and then you quickly move the other one to break even, and you just let it run. And again, it can move again. So this is very fast. Like scalping it's a different beast because it moves super fast. The nice thing
Mhm.
about Phil's indicator is you can do both, but it's really kind of more designed towards swing. And then what I mean swing, you're buying something, you've got your stop loss, and then you just let it play out, and it's less stressful. But scalping, you have to, yeah, you got to kind of have nerves of steel. You got to be able to move fast,
All
and
right.
you got your hand-eye coordination, all that stuff has to
Right.
it has to be fast. But what I have noticed, I use Thinkorswim. I use the active trading ladder in Thinkorswim, and also I use Webull as well too for swings. And Webull is a fantastic environment. There's no commissions on Webull except the exchange fees. However, responding on Webull with the active trader is not as granular. It's not as fast as it is with TOS. So usually when I do TOS, like Thinkorswim, let's say I have two lots and one is maybe a certain percentage level for a TP, another one's at another percentage. I will have two stop losses, and maybe there'll be a penny or 2 pennies between them. So when I hit enter, and I enter usually market value, it'll pop up on my option graph on Thinkorswim, and now I can just very quickly move those sliders in a fraction of a millisecond. Well, in a fraction of a second.
Do
If
you
I see
slide them on the chart or
I,
on the actual app?
I slide them on the chart, Alan, especially if things are moving like super fast. However, if price action is slow and steady, that's when I'll move over to the ladder and I'll just start
All
moving up my stop loss. And
right.
you can get into a situation where if you get into something and it starts moving, and it's approaching your take profit, and this thing's got gusto, what do? You just take your TP, you move it up, and then you move your stop loss up. And if this thing keeps moving, you just keep you're just doing that. And there's an indicator on TOS called the ATR trailing stop, which I use, which is based off what we call active true range. And I measure it going back over the last 3-minute candles. And the cool thing about that is it allows me to have precision stop loss exits, which takes the emotion out of it. But if you have something that runs, many times if it runs, it can take out your TP before you move your TP.
Right.
You know, this is how insane this is.
I've been taken out literally when I'm sliding my when I'm sliding my I want to change it. I've been taken out when I'm in the middle of sliding it.
100%.
Right.
But you know, for the swing stuff, you know, Webull and Thinkorswim are great platforms to do both, and it's less stressful. So you can just follow the indicator. You know, take what I mentioned into consideration as well too, and then you know it's just down to probabilities at that point. You know.
All right, Aiden, I gotta get going here
Okay,
because
well,
I'm over
it
an
was a
hour and a
great
half here. So I'm
it
gonna
was,
stop the recording.
it was a great meeting, and wanted to wish everyone a wonderful holiday tomorrow, and everyone to enjoy their families and enjoy themselves.
All right, you
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Enjoy.